Hi, and welcome to another class for painters and drawers. Today, we're going to assume that you don't have any brushes. You haven't been to the art shop, nothing's yet ready for collection. So what we're going to do is a wild poppy scene. And we have got some pale blue, turquoise. We've got a real deep green, yellow, red and white. A little bit of black for the centre of the poppies. I'm not too worried about the greens because we can always mix greens with yellow and green, yellow and blue, and then make them darker then as they come down. If needs be, I'll just add a darker blue or a little bit more blue. So let's see where we're heading now. Okay, so we've got this sort of a canvas now. I'm just looking for a little bit of length so the poppies can go up. And as I said, I'll use a brush later on, but at this moment what I've got is some tissue, loo roll, kitchen roll. Don't have it too tight, have it nice and sort of loose. And one thing I would say to you is you'll probably get about 4 or 5 dabs once you get your paint in, and you really have to go back and get more paint. Don't try and save paint. You know, it's a painting, so you want to use lots and lots and lots of paint. So what I'm going to do is keep it nice and loose here. I'm going to dab it in and get some blue, turquoise, a little bit of white. See what it's like. If I need to lighten it or darken it, I'll do that. But in the meantime, I'll probably only get about 5 dabs, and then I have to go back and get more paint. So here we go. So a bit of blue, a bit of turquoise, I think. Yeah, we'll just see what it's like. Oh, it's not too bad. That's not a bad colour. Yeah, I like that. So I'm going to do this at the top now. As I said, you got to go back, just dab it in and take it away, because the paint will actually come away with you, and you get a really nice effect, like a 3-dimensional sort of effect where you're pulling it out. That's it. Cool. I'm going to cover in the whole top of my painting. I suspect I'm leaving some tissue there as well, but I don't mind that. That's going to add to the texture. Definitely, if you have 3-ply toilet roll rather than the cheapy one, it'll certainly work out better. So here we go now. Maybe just a little bit at the side, because plants don't grow up in a straight line. They're going to pop up there, way above that. And what I want to do now is certainly starting to add yellow. I won't even bother taking the paint off this. I'm just going to add a little bit of yellow to it. And we should be looking for sort of a green there with a bit of luck. Yeah, that's okay. So bring it down. Another bit of yellow. Maybe a little bit of turquoise. Not too much. You want it nice and light. Probably more yellow now as I go down. And actually, I'm going to throw in a little bit of white as well. See what it's like. Oh, that's not too bad. Now as I go down, I'm going to change now, because obviously we only bought cheap loo roll paper. So there we go. I'm just going to move over to a fresh one. Although I don't mind these, because these little things are going to add texture to your painting. Okay, so we're going to go for yellow and a bit of blue. Not too much. We're looking for sort of a light sort of green. But as we go down, we're going to try and start darken this a bit. So we might add a little bit more sort of blue into it. You know, try and get that green up. I actually have some green here, so this is quite dark. But that's not too bad. That's nice now. You can see where we're going with this, yeah? Don't try and spread your paint too much. You really need sort of lots and lots of paint. Another bit of green, because we want to get quite dark when we come down here. That's it. But there's never any straight lines or stuff, so we're going to have dark bits and light bits. That's it. Dum-de-dum-dum. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Dum-de-dum-de-dum-dum-dum-dum. Anybody remember that song? I'm in love with the girl that lives in the house with the whitewashed gable, Joe Dolan. Poor Joe. There's no show like a Joe show. I wonder did Joe paint any of these guys that were artistic? They found it, and otherwise I think I'm going to bring this. I like this in here, so I'm going to bring this in just a little bit more. Yeah, that's the one. And there. Oh, that's it. So that's stage one. The next thing we need to do is to get a credit card. Now, I know you don't like using a credit card, and I'm certainly not going to advocate using a library card. So we'll try and use any sort of a card with a hard edge, and we'll try and get some paint. So what I'm going to do is get some paint onto the length of the brush. I'll just show you now in a second. I have to get this up front. Maybe some black as well. So see what I've done here? I've got paint on the edge of the brush, okay? Lots of paint. We don't want this. This is one area that we don't want to springe on. Here we go. Now, look at that. Beautiful. I'm in love with the girl who lived in the house with the whitewashed gable. And they could be down. When we get down to because this is nice and light, we can get away with the dark bits. But as you come down to this darker end of it here, we want to lighten it up. So I'm going to put some white into the paint. See, yeah, that's okay, yeah. You're looking for something really sort of busy. Yeah, that's it. I might even get some red into it because you never know what's actually sort of in there. That's it. All those things there. Cool. How about that? That's looking good, isn't it? Maybe a little bit darker bits just down near the end there. And I've put a little bit of white into it as well because it needs something just to give it a little bit of a blast on the edge. So that's our credit card. Well, it's not really a credit card. It's a watch guarantee card. Don't use the library. They won't be too happy with you. Okay. So what have I got? I've got some poppies. So I'm going to go for, I'm going to make up a pink first because poppies are sort of a deep red, but they can go very, very flat because we're painting on a green surface. So maybe what we'll do is we'll get one in there. Yuck. Yeah. That's it. I'm actually mixing the, you'd be better off if you could, leaving it for about 10 or 15 minutes or get the hairdryer out, because what's happening now is I've got so much paint on it, it's picking up, the red is picking up into the green, making it a little bit messy, so I'm just going to go straight in there now. I'll add a couple of colours there. Now, and I'm trying to sort of lay it just on top of it there, rather than paint in and pick up the green. Now I think what we don't want is too many straight lines. So that's it. So what I'm going to do now is clean off my brush, and this time I'm going to lay the deep crimson. I've got a red and a crimson. So that's really a mixture so far of the red and the crimson, but I'm going to go really sort of deep now, just with crimson, and just lay it on top there. Now, as I said, if you'll give yourself a little bit more time and get your hairdryer out or go off and watch Coronation Street for 10 or 15 minutes. I wonder will Jeff and Jasmine get sorted? He really got up my nose, that fella. The Jeff guy. Okay, so that's not too bad. I'm going to put some centers in now, and the centers are going to be black. And again, I might just get away with just dabbing it on there. That's it. Oh yes. Do you know, I like these. I must get a big one because I'm only getting into my stride now, and all of a sudden they're gone. Now, I think within any field we're going to have maybe some other plants as well. So I'm not a gardener, so I really don't know what these things would be called, but we might just sort of put in maybe little sort of poppies that are starting to sort of pop up there. Small little things. We don't want to be too definite there. Maybe you got some poppies popping up there. Little few going around. And I think too as well what we might do is we'll get some little white sort of again, gardeners, help me. What have we got now for gardeners? Little clusters of sort of paint in there. Now what you could do at the end of this, I'm not going to do it because I don't think it's going to work for me because my board is sitting up straight. But what I would do is I'd get some white paint on your brush, or yellow, or whatever, yeah, white and yellow. And if you were to lay your brush on the ground, this may or may not work. Let's have a go. So what you lay your canvas on the ground or on the table, get more water into your brush because you're looking for a wet sort of look. Now, I'm getting more of that on myself than I am anywhere else. This is going to be really sort of dodgy, but anyway, all for art. You can see these little white sort of streaks that are coming in there. Now, if you've got enough water on it, you can get them that they'll actually come out as little sort of specks of sort of white. Oh. So, what do you think? I think that looks very nice. Don't forget, your best bet is before you start putting in the poppies, maybe give it a few minutes to dry off. Now I'm going to go back in with some black paint here just to make a bit of sense there as to where these are coming from. Now that's it. Anything dark at all there? That's it. And the last one there. Okay. So, you can see what we've done. I get my well, I don't know when these shops are open now at the moment, but I get all my canvases over in that Euro joint. There's lots of the shops around. They're quite cheap, maybe €2 for something, for a canvas around that size. And I usually end up buying some paints there as well, but isn't that Salston Green, you know, the Salston Green shop, which I think is in Blanchardstown as well. Very, very good quality paint, not too expensive, maybe about €2 per tube. And the brushes are about maybe €1 or €2. So it doesn't cost you an awful lot of money to get going. So I'd just like to say a big thank you. I hope you enjoyed some of the series of classes we've done. If you feel you'd like some more, just contact Fingal Library, and I'd love to meet you again. So I'm going to leave you with your painting. You take care of yourself. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Bye.